If you are trying to win gold at the Throat Goat Olympics and blow your man away in the bedroom next time you guys get freaky, you need to be doing the twister. Welcome back. It's your host, Hallismmith, for another episode of Girl Core. I saw a man at Coachella this last weekend chugging a beer, and all I could think about, if you can chug a beer, you're amazing at giving head. Chugging a drink is just like knowing how to relax that part of your throat to drink something quickly. Practice chugging a drink at home and learning how to relax that throat muscle, because trust me, lots of men know how to do it. Whenever I see a man chugging a beer and they think they're so manly, all I can think about is like, wow, you could give some amazing brain. We don't even know it because you don't even know you have that throat control. But yeah, if you can chug a beer, you can do a lot of things. I always am telling you guys so many little brain tips, and I forgot one of my best tips of the trade. Buckle up your seatbelt if you're trying to be a freaky gal and want to blow him away with the best throat goat skills you've ever seen. I am telling you this straight from the bop's mouth. As a mattress actress, tested and true, if you are trying to win gold at the Throat Goat Olympics and blow your man away in the bedroom next time you guys get freaky, you need to be doing the twister. The twister is when you go down as deep as you can, down to your throat, but instead of just going up, twist your head from the base and all the way up, because that motion, they're going to feel it in your mouth and in the back of your throat. When you twist up, you got to get into the whole motion. Twist it full 180. They feel that twisting. And besides it just feeling amazing, it looks cool. It looks like you're giving it your all. To be a throat goat champion, it's all about building up the visuals. Men are so visual, and it's going to have his mouth watering because it shows like she's going in on this. She's doing a twister off of your D. She obviously is thirsty, and that's going to get him excited. If you're not taking it super deep, it might not feel as much because you're not using as much throat and mouth. But it's still the idea, it's still the visual that she is giving it her all. So don't hold back. Give the twister a try. Let me know what you think. Remember, going all the way to the base and then sucking all the way up and twisting your neck from left and doing a full 180 up off of it. If you're listening to the audio on the podcast right now, I need you to put on the video. Watch that back a few times and you will understand, because honestly, that is such a good little hack. I might be a throat goat, but I was struggling this morning. I just woke up. My throat was tired. My mouth wasn't warmed up yet. Giving morning head, my mouth is always a little tireder, and I was trying to deep throat it. And I was struggling for a minute, but I remembered my training, relax, calm down, it slipped right down. Then I gave him the twister. I did that little twist and he immediately thrusted forward. It made it worse because it was already so big down my throat. When he thrusted his hips upward, it went all the way down and I almost gagged. Luckily, I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. Never give action on a full stomach. It is dangerous. You might accidentally yak all over them because when your stomach's really full, you hit your gag reflex. Every villain has their origin story, and mine was the first time I gave brain. We were drinking a bunch beforehand. I went and gave brain. For the first time, he pushed my head down and I just gagged all over it. First time ever doing anything. I hadn't ever received or had any freakiness before that. And I yacked on it the first time. So ladies, it's not embarrassing if you ever yak on his thing. To avoid that, try to give brain only when you're on a empty stomach or a not super full stomach. Give yourself some time to digest, or else you will yak on it. If you're super full and you push it down, you're gonna have a little baby barf come up and you're gonna have to go through this miserable moment where you have to swallow it back down. If it hasn't happened to you, it will happen to you. Just swallow it back down. If it's small enough, they won't even notice. In hindsight, I'm not going to slurp back up my own little yak. You're going to listen to me and be like, you're disgusting. You disgust me. In the moment, I wasn't thinking. You're just like survival. You're like an animal, a wild animal. When you yak on his D, it's about survival and him not finding out. So you just quickly slurp it up. But out of context, that sounds nasty. If you guys hear a piano, my neighbor picked up piano. When you live in an apartment complex, I don't think you're allowed to play a grand piano. Who buys a grand piano when you live in an apartment? Living in an apartment, you can't play any instruments unless you can plug it in with a headphone. Like if you can plug your little guitar amp into your headphones or your electric piano. I've been having to hear this play the piano every day at this exact time for hours, and she doesn't know what she's doing. She plays the same keys over and over. It's not good. I'm waiting for improvement, but she's not. I don't want to be a bitch. But trust me, when you get woken up at, early as fuck in the morning because your neighbor decided to pick up a piano, I don't know what to do about it. Do I complain? I don't know where this propaganda began that men started to think women only cared about the size of their D. Men seem to believe that women care about the length of their cucumber. They think that's what we care about. Wait till men find out that length doesn't matter. Girth matters. Girth is honestly more important than length. On that site, the number one DM that I get from guys is asking me to rate their cucumber. Some guys have really big cucumbers and they're like, why didn't I get a better rating? I have a super big cucumber. And I'm like, yeah, but it's super skinny. So I'm taking off points because you lack in girth. Now, if you're long and girthy, that is a combination to each their own. That's going to take a little lube. If you have a big cucumber, that's awesome, but girth is important. It needs to have a nice ratio. Sometimes when it's just too skinny, it almost feels like less. Even though it's long, sensitive part of going inside the kitty cat is the entry. If it's wider, we're gonna feel that better. Women prefer girth because we feel it more. When you're going inside, the part that women do feel most is the insertion process. And if it's wider, it's gonna stretch it out more, which is gonna make it feel more intense. Length isn't really gonna do much because once you're inside there, we have so many less receptors. Even if it's smaller and has more girth, I give him a better rating than somebody who has a super long thing. Sometimes girth is better, even if it's shorter and smaller. There are a lot of guys that message me. I feel like that's one of the most common questions I get from guys. Like they're always curious, is it going to be able to please her if it's not super big? And they're worried about the length. I'm like, honestly, length is not what you need to be worried about. As long as you can give some good action on the mother kitty cat, on the bean, as long as you know how to be an eater, you'll be fine. As long as D is nice and pretty and taken care of, she's going to enjoy it. Another thing that I absolutely hate is the false propaganda that using your hands when you're sucking their cucumber is bad. Whoever said that, like, oh, a woman should never use her hands when she's giving a blowy is wrong, wrong, wrong. Hands enhance it so much because the tip is most sensitive. That's where you're always going to have your mouth on top of it. And then you're going to use your hands right here, going up and down, twisting, whatever you're doing on the actual longer part of their pink water bottle. You should be using your hands and also giving some attention to his tennis balls. The tennis balls are just as important as the rest of his thing. You cannot forget the tennis balls, some hand fondling, a little grabbing. Then you go back with using your hands on the actual staff part and on the water bottle, using your mouth at the tip. If you're not using your hands, you're not giving a good blowy. It's as simple as that. It's fun to go no hands and just use your throat. For the most part, the hand to mouth ratio should always be 50-50. A little hand, a little mouth at the same time, back and forth. That will get them finished and going. Trust me. That's why you're tiring out because you're using too much of your neck and your mouth and you're not adding in those hands and party tricks. When you add those little fun things in the bedroom that give you time to slow it down, gives a little razzle dazzle, not just the old boring, spit on it and get on it, okay? Yes, that is going to make it so much better. Don't believe that damn propaganda out there. I hate it. Okay, you guys know I was in Coachella last week and it's a long drive back. It's all fun having a girlfriend until we don't shut up. I love to ask my man the most random questions. Like the question I asked him a few nights ago, I was just like, if you had to sleep with one of your own guy friends, who would it be? Give me an answer right here, right now. I need a why and I need a who. And I make him answer these questions. If you could only live with one friend forever, who would it be? If you had to write your friend in your will, which friend is going to be in the will? I just love to hear these hypotheticals. My man is a good sport though, because he always answers my question. I now know which of his friends he would hook up with. And then he gets to ask me the question too. Which of your friends would you hook up with? It's really hard to pick which friend to hook up with in a girl group. If you're super close with one of your friends, like one of my childhood friends, I could not do anything with her. She's literally like a sister. Love her, but not like that. And then I have my gay friend, but I couldn't hook up with him. It would just be weird. We're too close. It would break the gay best friend girl relationship. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could keep a straight face. But then I have my other friend where I'm like, okay, I know she's good in bed. I know she could be fun. But I don't know if I want to cross that boundary. I don't know if we could be spicy like that. We're too silly. And then I picked my one friend who I was like, I know she's good in bed. She's got a great body. And honestly, I think we could do it. Maybe we had a few drinks in us. Maybe we could each relax enough. We could get into it. Do you guys think of your friend group? If you had to hook up with one of your friends, who would it be? But like good hookup, not like a bad drunk hookup. Like this would be like some good pound town. You and this friend could give it to each other. It's a hard one, honestly. I ask my man every day the most random questions, especially before bed. I don't know what about it, but when he's about to fall asleep, which career would you have if you could be a movie star or a pop star? Which would it be? I already know my answer. Honestly, if I am ever reincarnated and I have to be in arts and entertainment, I think being an actress would be fun. But honestly, I'd rather be a singer. I'd rather be a performer up there. I feel like the energy of rocking on stage like a pop star. I would love to be a pop star. I think I could fuck it up as a pop star. The thing that would bother me as an actress is just remembering my lines. You want me to remember a full 2-hour monologue? I don't know if I could do that. Maybe if I was an actress and I was one of those funny actresses, like in rom-com movies and funny chick flicks, no Oscars are coming for me. But you love and appreciate me. All right, guys, it's the best time of the week. Q&A time. First question of the day. Hey girl, I was wondering, how can I give my man brain but make it really quick? Okay, if you want to get your man done fast, I would honestly just say go in fast. Start teasing him, smooching, doing all that. And then, like, right when you would usually still be warming up, just go for it. If you want to finish a man quickly, the best technique is to go in quickly, okay? Immediately when you get down there, start going as hard and fast as you can. Not like you don't want to bite or hurt him, but I mean like energy and throat goat skills, taking it as deep as you can immediately. Some guys are used to, usually a girl starts giving brain. She kind of starts slow. She's building it up. If you want to get him done quickly, you got to surprise him. So you're going to go in fast. Get it all slurpy and wet as much as you can. Deep throat it. Take it as deep as you can to get it super wet. Then start using your hands 2 at a time. Immediately going in for the double hand twist. Keep a nice, fast, steady pace, going as deep down as you can, and he will most likely finish really quickly because like most guys are used to a slower pace. Next question. Hey girl, I love your tips. They've helped me so much. You've mentioned the happy highway, and I want to know if you could go into a little more detail on what that is. The happy highway technique is something you should try on your man to mix it up in the bedroom. It's when you're going down on his cucumber. He has his tennis balls, and then there's this little, I call it the happy highway. It's AKA the gooch. They have a little space. Men are like Ken dolls. They have this smooth part in between their tennis balls. Rub right underneath his tennis balls on that little blank space. Make little circular motions on the skin right there, kind of pressing right underneath the tennis balls. Lift them up and get to that skin right there. Rub your thumb. Make little circular motions, kind of press on it. Hold it for a second, continue giving some action up here on his cucumber, whether you're just using your hand or your mouth and your hand. Add a little pressure right underneath the tennis balls. I call it the happy highway. There are a lot of nerves right there that are gonna go up to his cucumber and get him extra hot and heavy. He has a lot more sensors there than he normally would realize. Most men have actually never tried that, and they don't usually do that for themselves. So it's something super nice and hot to receive in the bedroom because they're not used to it. It's something they wouldn't do for themselves. So get underneath the tennis balls and give a little massage, and that is the happy highway. Next question. Hey girl, I'm super nervous because I'm still a virgin and I haven't done anything, but I'm about to go into college. Should I try to lose it and do everything in the summer before college? What would you advise? If you are inexperienced going into college, it is completely okay and normal. It's a huge trope in movies, American Pie, where you have to lose it before college because everybody's going to be super experienced and nobody's going to want to hook up with the person that has no experience. Completely wrong. So many people go into college having never done anything intimately with somebody else, and they are just fine. It's a perfect time to explore, and you get to fully explore yourself at the perfect age. You're 18, 19, whatever it may be. I promise you there's going to be no problem. Everybody is just happy to have fun and explore themselves. Don't rush it. Take your time and do it as it feels right. Follow your own pace. If you force yourself into something, it's not going to work out. Things that come naturally to you, that's when you know it's right. If you have to work really hard for something and you're like, damn, I haven't lost it, I'm going to do it this summer, you're going to put yourself into an uncomfortable situation and might regret it later. Do it because you want to, not because you feel like you need to. I hope that helps you and makes sense. This one was so funny. I just had to share it with you guys. Girl, Miss Pink Water Bottle Girl, you deserve an award for all your pink water bottle tips. I have been getting with this guy for a while, and he's a little bit of a man whore. He has a high body count, and I have very little experience. I've been giving him brain using your tips and tricks every time. He says it's crazy. He wants it all the time, and it's the best he's ever had. I love to hear like my tips have gotten that man whipped. It could take a man whore and turn him into a boyfriend. That's what I'm talking about. It means you guys are having fun and confidence in the bedroom, and you're taking charge of your enjoyment. It's okay to enjoy pleasure, to like giving to your partner. Some people make it like, oh, it's a blowjob for a reason because it's a job. It should be fun to give back to somebody. Even if it's not somebody you're dating and you're super deep with, it's fun to give pleasure. It's fun to receive these things and experience pleasure yourself. It goes both ways. It's just as much fun to receive as it is to give. And once you understand that, your intimacy becomes so much better. Last question of the day. Hey, Hallie, I have a question. When I am smooching somebody and we go from the lips to the neck, how do I make that a smooth transition? If you're trying to give a little smoochie to somebody and you're doing a little action on the lips, and then you want to work your way down to the neck. Give a nice little peck on the side of the cheek, then down, and there you go. You're on the neck. If you're making out, you can just pull away, move their hair, and then go in on their neck. If you want to keep smooching all your way down, and there you go. All right, guys, this wraps up this episode of Girlcore. If you want to listen more, you can always check out my extra episodes on Hero, which are all linked down below. If not, I will catch you next Sunday for another episode of Girlcore.